Sorry, boys and girls, about that. I had a little mess up, so I had to stop the video. So the Israelites were not happy with Joshua and Caleb. The Bible says that they wanted to stone them. Well, the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of the meeting to all the Israelites. And the Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people treat me with contempt? How long will they refuse to believe in me in spite of all the miraculous signs I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them, but I will make you into a nation greater and stronger than they." Moses said to the Lord, "Then the Egyptians will hear about it. By your power you brought these people up from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of this land about it. They have already heard that you, O Lord, are with these people, and that you, O Lord, have been seen face to face, that your cloud stays over them, and that you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. If you put these people to death all at one time, the nations who have heard this report about you will say, 'The Lord was not able to bring these people into the land he promised them on oath, so he slaughtered them in the desert.'" So Moses was pleading on behalf of the Israelites for God not to kill them. And he was saying that if you do this, then the people will say bad things about you, and that you weren't able to fulfill your promise that you had made to the Israelites. So, of course, God, being a good God that he is, he said that he would pardon them, and just as Moses had requested. But he said, "I declare by my own name that not one person who has seen my glory and the miracles that I did both in Egypt and in the wilderness, and still refused to trust and obey me, shall even see the land that I promised to his people's forefathers. Tomorrow you must take them back into the wilderness. Tell them that they will all die in the wilderness. Not one of them 20 years old or older who has doubted my word shall go into the promised land. Only Caleb and Joshua will be permitted to enter into the land flowing with milk and honey. I will bring their children safely into the land, and they shall inherit what these have despised. But as for the people, they must wander in the wilderness like nomads for 40 long years, until the last of those who have complained are dead." And so they had to go back into the wilderness and wander around for 40 years until all of those people that complained died off. Now, there was 40 years because remember, the spies were in the land for 40 days. So God said for every day that the spies were in the land, they were going to have to wander 1 year in the wilderness. So that's how how the number 40 came up. So they had to wander in the wilderness 40 years, that the people that didn't believe them, that were 20 and older, were not going to be able to go into the promised land. So when Moses reported this to all the Israelites, they mourned bitterly. Early the next morning, they went up toward the high hill country. "We have sinned," they said. "We will go up to the place the Lord promised." So now they wanted to go back and be obedient to what God had told them to do. But unfortunately, it was too late. God had already told them that they had to wander in the wilderness for 40 years. But Moses said, "Why are you disobeying the Lord's command? This will not succeed. Do not go up, because the Lord is not with you. You will be defeated by your enemies, for the Amalekites and the Canaanites will face you there, because you have turned away from the Lord. He will not be with you, and you will fall by the sword." Nevertheless, in their presumption, they went up toward the high hill country, though neither Moses nor the ark of the Lord's covenant moved from the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and attacked them and beat them down all the way to Hormah. So they thought that they were going to do right by going back and obeying God's first command, but they couldn't, because God had already told them that they were going to be in the wilderness for 40 years. So they were always doing things that they thought were right in their own eyes, instead of following God's command. Well, let me ask you this. So what was it that kept the children of Israel out of Canaan? Well, unbelief. They had believed that the negative report of the 10 spies instead of the reports that Joshua and Caleb had given them. And because of that, they were going to have to wander in the wilderness for 40 years. And you know what? Unbelief today can cause us a lot of trouble in our lives too. In order to have a victorious and powerful life, I think we need to totally surrender to the Lord, whatever it is that He asks us to do. So that's where we're going to have our most fulfillment in our walk with the Lord, is when we learn to trust Him and obey Him, whatever He asks us to do. And we can trust Him, boys and girls, because God always wants what's best for us. Now, there will come times when there are things that Satan will bring into your life that might cause you fear or anxiety or doubt. But you know what? It's okay to go to God and tell Him, you know what, Lord, I know you told me this to do, and I'm scared, and I'm having a little trouble doing what you asked me to do. Please help me. It's okay. God is okay with that. So you can always go before the Lord and ask Him for help, and He will help you. He will help you to get through those things that you need to get through. So always just talk to God, and He'll help you get past those things that you need to get past. And even though that you might not be able to see how He's working, He is working, and He will help you through whatever it is that you're facing. All right, guys. Well, I love you, and I'll see you again on our next video. Bye.